The book of Revelation, the last book of the Bible, speaks of a mysterious mark. This mark, known as the mark of the beast, is a symbol of allegiance to the Antichrist. The Bible tells us that in the end times, people will be forced to receive this mark. Those who refuse the mark will face persecution. This mark is not just a physical symbol, it represents a spiritual choice. Accepting the mark signifies a rejection of God and an embrace of evil. The consequences of receiving the mark are severe, leading to eternal separation from God. The Bible clearly states that those who receive the mark will face God's wrath. It is a sobering reminder of the importance of spiritual discernment in the end times. Revelation chapter 13, verse 18 provides a numerical clue about the beast. This calls for wisdom. Let the person who has insight calculate the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man. That number is 666. This number, 666, has intrigued and puzzled theologians for centuries. Some believe it represents a specific individual who will rise to power in the end times. Others see it as a symbol of imperfection and rebellion against God. The number 7 in the Bible often represents completeness or perfection. 666, being 3 sixes, could represent a counterfeit or falling short of God's perfect standard. Regardless of its exact interpretation, 666 is clearly associated with the beast and the mark it imposes. Advancements in technology have led some to believe that the mark of the beast could be closer than we think. Microchip implants, already used for identification in some cases, have fueled speculation. Could this technology be used one day to enforce the mark? Similarly, cashless payment systems such as palm scanning raise questions. The idea of a system where buying and selling are controlled through a mark on the hand aligns with biblical descriptions. While these technologies are not the mark in themselves, they demonstrate how such a system could be implemented. The rapid pace of technological development should prompt us to consider the potential implications, especially in light of biblical prophecy. The Antichrist, a figure shrouded in mystery and speculation, plays a central role in end times prophecy. The Bible describes him as a charismatic leader who will deceive many with false promises of peace and prosperity. He will oppose everything that is good and holy, ultimately seeking to establish himself as a god. Some believe the Antichrist will be a political or religious leader who rises to global prominence. Others see him as a personification of evil or a system of anti-Christian beliefs. The Bible warns that the Antichrist will perform counterfeit miracles, deceiving many into following him. His deception will be so convincing that even the elect, if possible, would be deceived. This highlights the importance of being grounded in God's Word and discerning the truth from lies. Section 5. Modern trends, echoes of prophecy. As we observe current events, it's hard not to see potential connections to biblical prophecy. The rise of globalization, technological advancements, and increasing secularism align with what the Bible describes about the end times. The push for a one-world government and a global digital currency raises concerns about control and surveillance. The erosion of traditional values and the increasing acceptance of alternative lifestyles could be seen as signs of a society drifting away from God. While these trends don't necessarily confirm the imminent arrival of the mark, they serve as reminders to be vigilant and spiritually prepared. The Bible encourages us to watch for the signs of the times and to be ready for the unexpected. Section 6. The rise of global control. One of the most concerning trends is the increasing move towards global control. International organizations and powerful individuals are gaining more influence over national governments. This push for global governance aligns with the biblical description of a one-world system that will emerge in the end times. The Bible warns that this system will be used to control and manipulate people, ultimately serving the Antichrist's agenda. The increasing interconnectedness of the world through technology makes it easier for such a system to be implemented. The potential for abuse of power on a global scale is a sobering thought. It highlights the importance of upholding individual liberty and resisting attempts to centralize power. Section 7. Spiritual apathy, a fertile ground. Another concerning trend is the increasing spiritual apathy in many parts of the world. People are becoming more focused on material possessions, personal fulfillment, and instant gratification. This spiritual emptiness creates a fertile ground for deception. When people are disconnected from God and His Word, they are more susceptible to false teachings and empty promises. The Bible warns that in the last days, people will be lovers of themselves, lovers of money, and lovers of pleasure rather than lovers of God. This spiritual decline makes it easier for the Antichrist to deceive people with his message of false hope and counterfeit peace. It emphasizes the need for spiritual revival and a return to God's Word. Section 8. Preparing for the unexpected. While we may not know the exact timing of these events, it's crucial to be prepared. This preparation involves both practical and spiritual readiness. Practically, it's wise to be informed about current events, be aware of potential threats, and have a plan for emergencies. However, the most important preparation is spiritual. Building a strong relationship with God through prayer, Bible study, and fellowship with other believers is essential. Knowing God's Word equips us to discern truth from error and to stand firm in our faith when faced with challenges. The Bible encourages us to be watchful, alert, and prayerful, knowing that our redemption is drawing near. Section 9. The Importance of Discernment. In a world saturated with information, misinformation, and outright deception, discernment is more critical than ever. The Bible warns us to test the spirits and not to believe every spirit. This means carefully examining teachings, ideologies, and spiritual claims in light of God's Word. It also involves being aware of the subtle ways deception can creep into our lives through media, entertainment, and even our own desires. By developing a discerning heart and mind, we can avoid being led astray by false teachings and counterfeit spiritual experiences. Ultimately, our hope and security rest not in our own understanding, but in God's wisdom and guidance.